Hi friends, in this video we are going to see about the story The Bird of Truth. Once very long ago there lived a young king with his mother. The mother was very possessive of her son and her position. So when the king married a beautiful princess of neighboring kingdom, she felt jealous of her. She hated her daughter-in-law because now she attracted most of the king's attention and she also got more important than her as she was the new queen. She tried to find way to get rid of her. A year passed and a boy was born to the queen. The boy had a silver crescent on his forehead. At the time of his birth, the king was away, so his mother was attending to the queen. Before anybody saw the baby, she took him away and put him in a wooden box. Then she asked a trusted maid to take the box and throw it in the river. In the cradle, she put a black cat and told everybody that the queen has given birth to a cat. When the king returned, he was sad to know that his queen had given birth to a cat. Her mother told her that his wife was a witch, as only a witch could give birth to a cat. However, the king did not believe her. Meanwhile, a childless weaver found the wooden box. He took the baby home and brought him up as his own child. His wife was also very happy to have such a beautiful boy. In the box, the weaver also found some rich clothes and golden coins. He could make out that the child belonged to some rich parents. 2 years passed and another child was born to the queen. This time it was a beautiful girl. She had a silver star on her forehead. As a coincidence, the king was not present in the palace. This time also, the queen took the baby away and kept a cat in the cradle. She wanted to prove that her daughter-in-law was a witch. She put the baby in the wooden box with the same clothes and golden coins and told her maid to throw the box in the river. When the king returned, she told him, "This time also your wife has given birth to a cat. She is really a witch." The king was very sad. His mother told him to send his wife away from the kingdom. However, he loved his wife so much that he let her live in the palace. The young queen was deeply in sorrow. How could fate be so cruel to her? She had a firm conviction that there was something wrong. Somebody had harmed her real babies and kept cats in their places. But as she had no proof, she kept quiet. Same weaver had found the baby girl. There was some similarity between the two children. He believed that they were siblings. They were surprised at the heartlessness of the parents who had thrown the children into the river. He and his wife did not spend the money they found in the boxes. They thought that the children will need them when they grew up. They considered the children to be divine gift to them. They brought them up very well. They named the boy Silver Crescent and the girl name was Silver Star. Years passed and the children grew up under the loving care of the weaver and his wife. Both of them looked beautiful with their crescent and star. Everybody recognized them with the crescent and the star. They showed the sign of royalty. The weaver worked hard to provide all the comfort to them. One day the weaver fell ill and soon passed away. A few years later, his wife also fell ill. She knew that her end was near. She called the two children to her and said, "Listen to my dear children. You are not our own children. Your foster father had found you in wooden boxes. We accepted you as divine gift and brought you up as our children. Your father passed away and now my end is also very near. But don't despair. Your future is quite safe. In the boxes that we found you in, there were some gold coins. These will help you establish yourself in life." So saying, their foster mother died. The children were heartbroken with their grief. They performed her last rite. Then they thought of finding their own real parents. They took the gold coin with them and went in search of their parents. After visiting many cities, they came to their father's kingdom. They liked the city so much, so that they decided to settle down in that city. They bought a house and settled down. Silver Crescent found a job in the city. Silver Star looked after the house. She spent her time in decorating the house. She made a beautiful garden in the front of the house. There were such a rare trees in the garden that everybody came to see it. Soon its fame spread far and wide. The old queen also heard about the garden. She went to see it. It was evening when she reached the garden. Silver Crescent was just returning from work and he and his sister were having tea in their garden. The old queen saw them and at once recognized them by their silver crescent and star. She was determined to send them away from there. She approached them and said, "You have such lovely trees in your garden. However, it lacked the golden tree that grown on a hill that lies across seven seas." Silver Star wanted to get that tree for a garden, and her brother promised to get it for her. Next morning, he started on a long journey. His sister also wanted to accompany him, but he advised her to stay at home. After traveling a long way, the brother arrived in a garden in which grew the golden tree. He picked a young sapling of the golden tree and started his journey back. On his way, he met an old man. He had a beautiful bird with him. The bird spoke only once in 6 months. It could speak in human tongue, and the man said that it always spoke the truth. The man gave the bird the silver crescent and said, "I am old and I cannot look after the bird. You seem to be very kind. Please take it with you and look after it well." Silver Crescent was very happy. He knew that his sister loved birds. It would be a nice gift for her. He thanked the old man and returned home. Silver Star was delighted to see her brother back with the golden tree. She planted the tree. When she saw the bird, she was even happier. She looked after it well. Silver Crescent told her that the bird spoke in human tongue once in 6 months, and then it told only the truth. Silver Star waited for the bird to speak. One morning, a silver star was feeding the bird. It spoke, "Good morning, dear princess." She was surprised to hear that. She was not the princess, yet the bird had called her princess. She told this to her brother. From that day, Silver Crescent fed the bird and kept count of the days. After 6 months, the bird spoke again. This time it said, "Good morning, prince." The prince begged her to tell him about his real parents. The bird said, "I will tell you about your parents after 6 months. On that day, you should invite the king of a city and his old mother to your garden." 6 months later, Silver Crescent went to the palace and requested the king and his old mother to come to their garden. The king accepted the invitation. The next morning, the king and his mother arrived at the garden. Silver Star laid a golden table and served them breakfast in golden bowls. As they sat down to eat, the bird began to speak. It said, "Oh king, Silver Crescent is your son and Silver Star is your daughter." Hearing this, the old queen grew angry and said, "Throw this bird out of the cage. How can it speak thus?" However, the bird continued, "Your mother hates your wife. Your wife gave birth to a handsome boy. Your mother threw him into the river and told you that your wife has given birth to a cat. 2 years later, Silver Star was born. Your mother repeated her trick so that you divorced your innocent wife. However, a kind weaver and his wife found your children. Believe me, they are your own children." The old woman grew pale. Her game was up. The king got so angry with her that he asked her to leave the palace. He sent for his beautiful wife and asked for forgiveness. She was happy to get her children back. The king took his children home. The family was united. The queen and her children were kind-hearted. They forgave the whole queen and let her live in the house that belonged to Silver Crescent and Silver Star. As for the bird, it remained with Silver Star. She took care of the bird. The bird became famous and people called her the Bird of Truth. That's all. Thank you for watching.